First off, I apologize for not having a regular video camera, but I wanted to run this past everybody. I'll show you more of this later, but this a tire that blew up on my truck only had 25,000 miles on it, and that's the brand right there. Largest tire producer in the world, but no satisfaction from them anyway. Limitless Garage did the repairs on the truck, and so I forgot to film this to begin with. Truck looks good, huh? And so I'm going to try and play catch up. What I'm doing is I want to put a tonneau cover on my bed. I got a gooseneck hitch. I don't have a gooseneck trailer anymore. I've got a low profile cross bed pickup toolbox, and I don't want to buy another one. And the problem with putting a cover on is it's a low pro, and so the latches would be covered up. So I've added a piece of furring strip on here, and then I'm going to, this is a seal that'll go up against the box, the pickup bed. I bought these risers. I don't know if you can see this a little better, but sorry. So I bought these risers to raise it up so I can get at the latches. Sorry, the camera work's probably not that great. I apologize for that. But more later as I get it up on the bed, if I can stitch all this together. Thought it was a good idea. I didn't feel like spending $500 to $1,000 to buy another pickup box, toolbox. So this is what it looks like when it's installed. You gain a couple inches for putting in plywood or drywall. I got to put the tonneau cover on yet, but this is the box. That's a seal that goes across the front, and then I caulked my little trim boards that I added to it. And then, just for people that might like to know, I can show you. This is what I usually carry in my crossbed toolbox. Got towing straps, air compressor. That toolbox probably has a couple million miles on it, running around in my semi. And this didn't come with a tool tray, so I built one. And then got some ratchet straps in there. You never know when you're going to need them. And then one of my favorite things is a moving blanket. Always comes in handy rather than laying in the dirt. This should be interesting. Anyway, an update on this access cover installation. What they got to hold this front crossbar on, it goes up against the toolbox. This is for you guys that are putting one in with a toolbox. You got this crossbar, and this thing comes in 4 pieces. These side rails here don't attach to that crossbar, and there's a nice handy bolt hole there, which you can't use because this side angle is not long enough. So my recommendation to them is to make this extrusion along here go all the way down so you got something to bolt to. This is double wall. You got a double wall pickup bed. You got the outside fender, the inside. So, you know, if they come down and give you something to bolt to, because it's pretty difficult. These clamps are cheesy. They don't hold, in my mind. At least they didn't hold this crossbar. And so I used self-tapping number 10s. That worked out for me fairly well. I have 3/4 sheet metal, self-drilling sheet metal screws with Phillips heads. That didn't work so well. And then what I did is I attached it to the front. This is all probably pretty poor camera work, but when you're laying in the pickup bed, it's about the best you can do to show you what's going on with, I guess I could call this a header bar. And then I added the self-tappers down the side. I'm uncomfortable with how close they are to the top. I didn't really want to drill it, but these clamps, they're not going to work in my mind. So my suggestion to access, if they happen to see the video, is get some more heavy-duty clamps or come up with a way of bolting this in the side extrusion needs to go all the way down the side of the rail, so you can drill and tap it if you need to, and then you might actually be able to use that bolt hole there to help hold this header piece in. So sorry about the camera work, but there you are. So this is set up with the access cover on the box with a toolbox. I showed you I had to raise the toolbox up so I could get at the latches. Oh, I went and locked it. Hang on a second, I wanted to show you. So this release is here, and it flips up and it rolls up to the toolbox. I guess I'm showing too much of that. But one of my problems is these clamps don't hold very well, so I'm going to probably get another set of clamps to put on it. And there's the straps up front. When you roll this all the way up to the front, it stores right in this tray up here. And then you can, you know, I don't know if I'm going to pick up any fuel mileage, but that wasn't the object. The object was to hopefully keep things out of sight. Apologize for the camera work. I don't see it mentioned in their installation book, but you're going to have difficulty if you put these clamps in like this. I want to keep popping off. See, this has got a bigger step here. These have to be on the same side, and then you'll have better luck. At least in my experience. You put the big leg on the bottom, and the narrower part goes on top, because you're sandwiching two pieces together. Hope that helps.